Good evening and welcome to our post-game press conference. Just to go over a few, I don't want to say rules, but the way we're going to handle the press conference. We're going to open it up with remarks from our head coach, Mike Norvell, and then we're going to open it up for questions. We have microphones, 2 on each side, and you raise your hand if you will. A microphone will be brought to you. Please state your name, affiliation, and to whom you would like to ask the question. So we'll begin. Norvell.
All right. First off, tonight was a very difficult night, and it's been a very difficult month. To be honest with you, but I'm proud of this football team. I'm proud of the work they put in. Proud of what they've shown, throughout the course of a season, and to do some of the things that they were able to accomplish. They overcame a lot of adversity. They fought, they worked, they invested on and off the field. It's a special group. It's a group that'll be remembered. And tonight, I didn't do a good enough job of being able to help showcase, all of who they are. And I take full ownership for all things that happened there on that field tonight. But when you come back to this season, it's because of them. It's because of their work. It's because of their heart, their spirit. The belief that they had in each other. For the third time in school history, to be 13 wins, to be able to win the ACC championship, and against a lot of odds of things that happened and things that occurred, and those guys just they did respond in a special way. And for the guys that you played tonight and this was their last game, I mean, what warriors. Kalen DeLoach, Dimitri Emanuel, Casey Roddick. I mean, there's James Rosenberry. There's a good number of guys that battled tonight, and they chose to come out here and compete. And there's a special group of young men that I had the opportunity to coach this season. And even though tonight was a different disappointing result. This is a special season that will be remembered in Florida State history, and it's because of the young men.
And now we'll begin our questioning. First of all, I'd like to again acknowledge our 2 student athletes that have joined us, Brock Glenn and Kalen DeLoach. So now we'll begin our questions with the question in the rear on the left.
All right, Coach. Alberto Camargo, WTXL. A question for Coach Norvell. If you could, for a moment, Coach, talk about what this team means to the fan base in Tallahassee that hasn't seen a team reach the levels this team did in 10 years, and just the impact it has on current FSU fans, the ones who saw that team from back then, and so on.
It's a special team, and it's one that, like I said, they were champions on the field, but they also lived it off the field. I mean, the highest ever team GPA in a fall semester, pushing 2.95, I think it was, pushing 3.0. The service that they do in the community, I mean, they do it right. And, I believe that's what's allowed them to have this success. We've had to overcome a lot of adversity throughout the years, and a lot of guys that have been on that journey. And, they did it the right way. And, they have set a foundation for where we're going. Because even though tonight was a disappointing performance, right, we have a special foundation that's been laid, and there is an expectation. And I know how our guys will respond. I mean, we had guys that were thrust into action tonight that really, they haven't got as much work. Opportunities. There was plenty of opportunities for growth. But this team and what they did and what they stood for, what they represented, they appreciate. Our fan base. They appreciate, all Seminoles that have come before them, past players. They're grateful to represent, Florida State, and they will forever be Seminoles, in that group that played their last game and, are moving on to the next step of their life. I mean, they're going to have life lessons that are going to allow them to achieve all things that are in front of them. But we are definitely grateful for this team and for the fan base and all that we represent within our university because it is a special place, and it's because of the people.
On the right side.
Me? Hey, Matt Baker with the Tampa Bay Times. Given the roster situation that you guys had, what can you take away from this performance tonight, good, bad, or ugly?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of guys got the most extensive work that they've had, in this season, and we had a lot of young players that kind of got, like I said, got thrown into it, and you get to see kind of where you are. I mean, there was some communication issues, there were some things that technique and fundamentals where we can be better. Obviously there was things kind of started to snowball on us there, throughout the course of the game, and what are the things that we can do to get that right, because we've lived it throughout the season. They've seen it happen with maybe more experienced players, but now it's on them to be able to take those steps, and we've seen it in challenging moments, and we've seen it done at an elite level, and so I think being able to have that opportunity for some young guys was big. We had some guys that were out due to injury. It was kind of just a perfect storm of challenge, and but we've been used to challenges, and we'll learn from this experience. We'll grow from this experience, and we'll be better as we continue to grow as a program.
On the left in the rear.
Questions for Kalen. One, can you take time to reflect on your 4 years at Florida State and what it's meant to you?
5.
5, sorry. And what it was like to play against Warren Brinson and Kamari Lassiter, 2 guys that you grew up with.
See, my experience here at Florida State, just being here from when we wasn't where we at now, just to see the growth and, the guys that bought in, from day one. I've been there the whole time, so just see the growth, the buy-in, I'm gonna remember that forever. Because a lot of guys made sacrifices, to go out there each and every day to be their best every day. They've pushed every day to be their best. And, I'm thanking them guys every opportunity I get for, just giving me the best senior year I done had so far in my life. Just the experiences and everything I got to go through, I wouldn't change it for the world. Just playing against those guys, from Savannah, it means a lot because, we showcase that the kids from our city, we can make it. You could do it on the biggest stage there is. And, I just feel like we gave those kids hope. So just to continue to do that and continue to push forward each and every day, it's a blessing.
Fourth row on the left.
Hey, Mike. Darren Stoltzfus, West 2. This is for you, Coach. Just given the perfect storm you talked about and the way that you were snubbed, was there ever a thought as a program, we're just not going to go play this, just opting out as a program?
No. I mean, it was hard choices for a lot of the young guys, for a lot of the young men that were on our team. And, we were hurt. I think it's, when you do the things that our guys did, throughout the year, and the way that they responded, the way that they fought, the way that they just pulled together. I mean, it hurt when we were not selected, and it was like I said, most challenging month I've ever had in my coaching career, just because you feel for your players, and as you sit there and you go through it. I mean, there was, like I said, there were some tough choices that individuals made. And ultimately, I mean, I had talked to them about the opportunity, and obviously there's guys like Kalen that came out here and gave all that they had through the finish, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the guys that have been on the journey throughout the season. I'm grateful for the guys that are part of this team, and quite a few of them that didn't play tonight. I mean, they did so much. I hate that I didn't get one more game with them. And that's probably the thing that probably hurts as much as anything is just, there are going to be times in life where you do all the things right and it doesn't go your way. Maybe you're not selected where you want to be selected. Maybe you're not chosen. Maybe you find unexpected adversity. Right? But it's a response that's going to showcase the identity of who you are and what you're about. And these guys have responded, and they've learned a lot of great lessons that are going to carry them throughout their lives. But we had an opportunity to come compete, and we came and we competed. It didn't go obviously anywhere near where the way we wanted it to, but there will be experiences that we learn from tonight that will build individuals and collectively a group as we move forward. And I've said it since I got here. I thank God for every challenge, because He's blessed us with opportunity. And tonight, we faced a lot of challenges, but I know the opportunities moving forward and what we're going to do with them. And it's because of these guys and their willingness to continue to push. And that's something that we're gonna absolutely do as a program.
Just as decimated as the roster was, what is it like to walk out there and try to compete with Georgia as shorthanded as this team was?
We were. I cannot. I'm disappointed in the outcome, and I'm disappointed in the things that showed up, and I didn't do a good enough job in having this team ready to go and perform better than what we did. But I told him this morning, it's been throughout this journey. Yeah, it's hard. It was hard to practice. It was hard to do everything. In this last month. But when you're willing to say yes, you're willing to stand up, you're willing to push forward. I still had ultimate belief that we would find ways to be able to make the plays, and there were some missed opportunities. There was a play, that things that we had to have happen right there early, and we knew. We knew that there was going to be it was a tall task. I said that yesterday, and I believe in who I coach, and obviously a lot of things that I wish I could have done better to help this team and you put them in a better position.
Right side.
Manny Navarro with The Athletic. See, this isn't a fair representation of the team you guys had for those first 13 games. But would you have been, how close to full strength would you have been? Would guys have obviously played, had you guys been in the playoff or would there still have been guys that missed tonight's game or a playoff game because of surgery, et cetera? How close to full strength would you have been?
There would have probably been, there would have been guys that due to injury would have been out or extremely limited. But obviously, if you're in the playoff, you had a couple more days, and we had a couple guys that were on the trip this week that they pushed to do all they could to play, and unfortunately, they couldn't. And I think if we had a couple more days, we probably would have had a few of them back, at least in some limited capacity. But this was a championship level team. I don't care. You go back and watch 13 games, and that's what you saw. And I am fully confident in what this team did throughout this year and what they could have achieved. That was not the path that was set out for us. And so, obviously, I'm proud of the guys that competed tonight and the way that they, how they've responded. And, obviously, we'll get better from it. But, something we'll never know.
Will McBroom, WVFS Tallahassee. Brock, obviously, coming into the season third string, you don't necessarily expect to be, thrust into a situation like this, but, you stay prepared for it. How do you take the lessons from a night like tonight where maybe not everything goes right and use those to learn in the future and continue to improve as a quarterback?
Everything this program is built on is continuing to be our best and growing, and when we face adversity, to keep climbing and fight it, and to learn from it. So in the ACC championship, I had some mistakes, and I went back and I reflected, and I did everything I could to go back and fix the things that I missed on or messed up on, try to speed up my process. So I think there's a lot to learn from in this game as well, that I'm going to go back and reflect, and I'm just thankful for these seniors and what they've done for this team, and it's a true brotherhood. I really can't put it into words. It's a true brotherhood. We all love each other. We're super thankful for each other, and this program's only going to go up from here. They built this thing up. The seniors, Coach Norvell, they brought this program to the top of the top, and it's only going to go farther from there.
Our final question.
Mike Griffith, AJC, Dog Nation. Coach, there's obviously different levels of investment across. Is there anything that can be done via NILs, collectives, to provide some incentive so maybe players don't opt out of the bowl games that aren't going to be a part of the playoff moving forward and keep the bowl system healthy?
I think, every situation is different. Ours was unique to something that's never happened in college football. And ultimately, I think there was a lot of things that made it extremely challenging. But at the end of the day, I think you continue to reflect, you continue to look at it. We have expanded playoff coming here this next year. that will provide more opportunities for teams to compete for championships, when they earn it on the field. And, that's something that I think is probably a good thing, for players, and, because it's a lot for them. I mean, we went 13 weeks throughout this season, and I mean, it's a physical, task, and especially with what we faced, and winning every one of them, and rising up, and guys that played hurt, guys that played through every different piece of adversity that could be thrown at them. When you overcome that, and still have a little. Still have the disappointment of not getting to compete for it all. I think that that definitely affected some of our situation. I fully believe that if we probably would have come up short in the championship game, we might have been even a little different. We guys, but ultimately it's this team did all that I asked them to, and they are forever champions. And, I told them in the locker room, I mean, this game will not define this season. And, but from now until forever, they're going to walk into Doak Campbell Stadium, and they're going to see that 2023 ACC championship. And they're going to know that they were 13-0 and unconquered throughout that time. And, we faced adversity tonight. We faced our challenges. Obviously didn't play to the level of what we're capable of. And, but we're going to learn from it. We're going to continue to move forward, and when it comes to a bowl season, when it comes to choices that people make, obviously there's a lot of people out there that will have their opinion, but I do think that the expanded playoff and opportunities for teams that earn it to go compete for it all will definitely help.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Norvell. Thank you, Brock and Caleb.